Neighborhood, do a jig. Initially, people will think, what's wrong with her? After some time, kids will come and dance with you. Tell them, just go and tell your parents, they must talk about this. I'm saying go and request people, I'm saying at this time if you don't talk to people, we will be a very regretful generation. Please, let's not go there.
I think if we all contribute, then we have a really strong voice. Safe soil.
Event is about to start. There is a lot of crowd still waiting for us to get inside.
There has been so much excitement and everybody is so excited to hear Sadhguru talk about safe soil.
Tonight was absolutely overwhelming and I was so honored to have the opportunity. First of all, just to meet Sadhguru was a huge honor.
Sadhguru is very charismatic and he says it as it is.
I want all graffiti artists, to whatever walls that you have, make sure that you use this. This is our time. This is our time on the planet. What we do here is our business. Let's do the right things and save soil and let's make it happen. One of the most beautiful cities of Europe. It is time that we in 21st century show that we are a mature citizens of this planet, that we want long-term well-being for ourselves and future generations. This is the opportunity. Save soil is that moment.
And I'm convinced that both our Minister of Agriculture as well as the entire ministry fully supports that trend or that direction.
He is offering me much more than I came to ask him for.
It's our common issue together. It's not for one nation, for one person, but we as people have to unite and to solve this.
In this wonderful city of Vienna. Soil is a common denominator to bring all of us together. Make sure the world gets it now. La 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 is your mantra for now, for these 93 days. And above all, don't pick a fight with anybody, it doesn't matter what they're doing, because we need every one of them. Namaskar. Yes, I know war is an important thing, but it's such an important thing that we can do without in our lives. At least from here on, cutting-edge technology should not go into military weaponry. This you must pitch for.
So, how do you feel here in Ljubljana in Slovenia?
Feeling like it's home.
Rešimo prst!
all of us have been part of this destruction. The only way is all of us become part of the solution also. So let's make it happen. Riding on to Italy. Italy is raining heavily tonight. Here in Venice, what a city! I am a huge admirer of Rome because whoever did it, their sense of geometry is so fantastic. The former president of European Parliament, he is 100% with us and FAO is our partners now.
And I'm praying for you, believe me, from Afghanistan. Thanks, Sadhguru. I have waiting this all my life.
Of soils, and we believe that is very much needed.
This great city, which is known as the Eternal City, we must understand over 2000 years ago, this Eternal City made the mistake of overfarming the region, and the erosions that caused did tremendous damage, and that was also the fall of the city at that time. So, the Romans of today should never make that mistake once again. Here we are in Geneva.
I think it's a message of urgency, but it's also a message of hope. So I would really like to thank Sadhguru for his leadership.
The global movement led by him addresses the soil crisis by mobilizing people around the entire world.
This massive fountain in the Lake of Geneva is lit up for Save Soil today. With Save Soil colors of blue and green, you cannot stop this. The moment is on. It's going to be on till the policies are done. See, when people want it, it definitely will happen. There's no question about it. Tell me, will it happen? Yeah! And in this cold, slippery road and winds are picking up speed.
We already have one action, which is an MOU to be signed between Isha Foundation and 4 per 1,000 initiative Soils for Food Security and Climate for cooperation in achieving our objective of creating a healthier soil.
So it's been a super impactful 2 days here, and just now we had our group of enthusiastic Save Soil volunteers assemble near Eiffel Tower. It's fantastic. France has been great. Well, Brussels, you need to understand, you have a bigger responsibility than most other cities, because Brussels is not just the capital of Belgium, European Union.
Let's put together and work on a common message for all to save a resource that determines our future. Save the soil.
And then a smashing evening at the main event in a hall full of over 2,000 people and a super enthusiastic crowd committing themselves to make this happen. Save Soil on the move. Let's make it happen.
Embarking on such a journey is quite extraordinary.
We therefore highly appreciate your Save Soil campaign.
Save Soil, let's make it happen. Just look up the news and see in the last 4 months, how many governments have started talking about soil because they see it's picking up momentum. But if you create 3 to 4 billion people talking about soil, that's it. That will be the main conversation in the government. The education ministry in Germany has now come into the picture officially and asked all the children to do artwork to support Save Soil movement. Good, Arjun, wonderful. Congratulations that you wrote to the Prime Minister.
Let's make it happen!
So, on the way to Bratislava, well, the road surface is not great, too many puddles of water, so can't maintain very high speed. It's great that all of you are here in Bratislava. Nobody ever imagined 100 years ago that we will have to save soil of all the things.
Thank you for coming to Slovakia. It's wonderful, and I'm very happy that the video campaign.
Would you like to come in the kitchen and cook with me a little bit?
Why not? Without soil being rich, food won't be rich. Without food being rich, our bodies will not be a full potential. The old heroes always built something which stands up like this, but the new heroes are those people who will nurture the soil which always lies beneath our feet, never stands up. Oh, this wonderful city of Belgrade. The UNFAO said something which really deeply hurt me, is the soil that we are consuming right now belongs not even to these little children, belongs to the unborn child. This is an expression of our love and responsibility for our own lives and the future lives.
I think there is a great potential for a good collaboration, partnership with the campaign Save Soil, and what we are doing as a government. We can make it together.
It's very important, bringing a certain sense of love and celebration towards the land that we walk upon. It's just after noon, but temperatures are around 2 degrees, morning it was below zero. Not a weather for motorcycle, for sure. Going from Sofia to Bucharest.
România este oficial pe harta Save Soil Movement și sper ca România să nu facă parte din problemă, să facă parte din soluție. Și vreau să vă felicit pe toți cei care ați venit cu copiii aici la Arenele Romane astăzi. Copiii, sunteți aici? Vreau să strige tare de tot, doar copiii. Uite, iar nu are mai mult de 2 ani, cred. 1 an și o lună are. Acolo am văzut niște fetițe de 5 ani, 6 ani. Copii, dacă sunteți aici la Save Soil, ați vrea să strigați doar voi, tare, tare de tot, start! Au strigat și copiii mai mici și copiii mai mari. Știți de ce? E foarte important să fie aici, pentru că acțiunile noastre, de fapt, vor avea un impact asupra vieților lor. Atunci când ei vor avea vârsta voastră, vârsta noastră, impactul acțiunilor noastre de acum poate fi pozitiv sau negativ. Asta este miza pentru Save Soil Movement. And now it's my honor to welcome the ambassador of India to Romania, Moldova and Albania, Mr. Rahul Srivastava, to please come on stage and share a few words with you.
Good evening, everyone. Namaste, Sadhguruji. Well, it's a huge crowd, and I see a lot of energy. I was sitting here, I was shivering because it's a bit cold, but then I see a lot of energy, which gives a lot of warmth. So we have Sadhguru in Romania, and I have this difficult task of introducing Sadhguru. It is also easy, but at the same time, I was thinking it's also very difficult. Difficult because Sadhguru is a diverse personality. So where do I begin, where do I end? But also simple because all of you know Sadhguru, so he needs no introduction. Sadhguru stands for various causes, whether it is yoga or healthy living, but he is in Romania for a special mission, Save Soil. All of us know about climate change because we read about it, we hear about it a lot. Yes, that is a serious problem and we have to find some solution for that. We also hear about water scarcity, and today we had an event and I was telling that in India we have even set up a special ministry for dealing with water scarcity. But the problem that Sadhguru has brought to the fore is about saving soil, and this problem is more immediate and a more serious one. And Sadhguru is on a mission he'll be covering 24 countries, maybe even more, in a period of 100 days. And I find this very amazing because, as I was telling again in the morning, it's a bit chilly in Romania, and you had seen the videos how Sadhguru has been driving through rains, through minus 2 degrees temperature. So that requires a lot of determination and endurance. And that happens because this cause that Sadhguru stands for comes from his heart. So we are really grateful to Sadhguru that he has come to Bucharest to bring this message, because it is important that all of us know about this problem that is impending, because if we don't find a solution in the next few years, maybe our generations to come will curse us. So we have to get back soil to its natural state, because if that doesn't happen, then there will be no life and there will be no nature. So thank you, Sadhguru, because you brought a lot of energy to Romania, and that also gives us the opportunity to address a large gathering like here. May I now invite Sadhguru to the stage, what you have been waiting for all the time, and let's hear it. Thank you.
Sadhguru is on the stage. Welcome to Romania. The official welcome, and let's take a picture together. This is a picture forever for our future generations. Mr. Ambassador, if you want to take a picture. If you can. Thank you. This is yours. Mulțumesc mult de tot că sunteți în picioare. Dacă ridicați toate mâinile în aer, ăsta este mesajul pentru generațiile următoare. Ăsta este Save Soil Movement. Thank you. Romania is yours.
Hello. Yep. Those of you, yeah, I have a sonic beard, you know. Can you hear me out there? Hello? Hello? You can, come on. Those of you who are looking at me through your third eye, I mean the phone eye, if you can keep it down, because anyway it's on the YouTube. Hello? I'm talking to you, those of you who are looking at me through the third eye, because we thought we will meditate for a moment. Hello? So for this you need to sit down, and also these two eyes also you may have to close. Is it okay? So the third eye. Kala na janati tava jananam, kala na janati tava samapanam, drushto maya tava mahakaraha yogeshvara Kala Kala Yogeshvara Kala Kala. What we call as life is just a certain combination of time and energy. As we sit here, time is rolling away for all of us. Whether we do something or we do nothing, whether we are awake or asleep, time is rolling away. As you sit here, what is ticking away is not the clock, what is ticking away is life itself. Hello? No, I just pointed out a fact. So, time, you cannot do anything with it, it's just going away. I've been petitioning for a long time to give me extra 3 to 4 hours per day. No response. Many times I petitioned, I need another 4 hours extra, I have a lot of things to do, only 24 hours even for me. You might have tried, yesterday got wasted. Shall I wind it back and live yesterday once again? Never worked. This is the nature of time. It's relentlessly, ruthlessly rolling away. And as time rolls away, our life rolls away. Yes or no? Now, what is it that's in our control? There is something called as energy, which is who you are right now. You may be this kind of energy, this kind, this kind, this kind, or different times you're in different ways, isn't it so? Hello? So how you manage your energy will determine a whole lot of things. What are these whole lot of things? See, there are only 2 things with life. Or let me make it 3 so that you know, because you have a third eye in your pocket. It's a good thing to have a third eye, but it's just in the wrong place. Especially if you're keeping it in your hip pocket. So, one is pleasantness of experience. Everybody wants their life to be pleasant. When we say pleasant, If body becomes pleasant, we call this health. If it becomes very pleasant, we call it pleasure. If your mind becomes pleasant, we call it peace. If it becomes very pleasant, we call it joy. If your emotions become pleasant, we call it love. If it becomes very pleasant, we call it compassion. If your very life energies become pleasant, then we call this bliss. If it becomes very pleasant, we call it ecstasy. If your surroundings become pleasant, we call this success. Only to create pleasantness in our surroundings, you need the cooperation of many people and forces around you, which is a lot of management. You know, many of you married. Hello? Just to keep one person pleasant around you, there's a lot of work to do. Yes or no? Hello? There is. Not some stranger, someone who loves you, who is with you, everything. But to keep them pleasant, you have to do lot of management, otherwise it won't work. Simply love won't work, yes or no? Hello? Management needed, because this is the nature of what's around us. But pleasantness of body, pleasantness of mind, pleasantness of emotion and pleasantness of your energy is 100% your business, yes or no? You're not on talking terms with me, what is it? So, some people have given up, you cannot be pleasant in this life and they want to go to heaven. Because the advertisements have always said that heaven is a very pleasant place. If people told you from your childhood, God lives in heaven but it's a terrible place, would you go? So you are going there because there is a promise of pleasantness. So, one aspect of your life is you're always in search of pleasantness, of body, mind, emotion, energy, surroundings, and also after death you want pleasantness. Hello? 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 Yeah. I tell them if they don't like what I'm saying, they can tell me. They don't have to just cut me off like that. You can always tell me. So, in search of pleasantness, I want you to sincerely look at your life in terms of creating pleasantness for this body, pleasantness for this mind, pleasantness for emotions. How many things you're doing in your life? Yes or no? How many things? You may call it education, you may call it friendship, you may call it marriage, you may call it prayer, you may call it meditation, you may call it going to temple, church, mosque, whatever. All in search of pleasantness of body, mind and emotion, isn't it so? Somebody may be going to the bar or in the back streets they may be popping a pill. They are also in search of pleasantness. Yes or no? Everybody is in search of pleasantness. But I'm asking you, whatever you have experienced in your life, pain or pleasure, joy or misery, agony or ecstasy, light or darkness, whatever you have experienced, all this, where did it happen? Right now, a simple question, even if you're not listening to me, at least do you see me? Hello? Yourself out there, just point your finger and say where I am right now. Here. You got it wrong, you know, I'm a mystic from southern India. No, this light is falling upon me, reflecting, going through your lenses, inverted image in the retina, you know the whole story. So, you see me within you. Where do you hear me? Where do you hear me? Within you. Sir, yourself, sir, keep the phone down, it's on the YouTube, you can download it. Why are you wasting your time? Be with me, because I want to take you into some sense of meditation. That won't happen like this. I'm just wooing you so that you will be able to close your eyes and meditate. If you're like this, what do I do? Hello? It'll be out on the channel immediately. You can download it, okay? No problem. And it's on a better camera. I have not held back anything, all my work is out there, free, without cost. I was in United States about a few months ago, 3 months ago, and this man came, I was in Los Angeles, and he comes and he says he wants to make a presentation. I said, okay. He makes a presentation and shows me how all the material that from the Isha Foundation has been online. He shows me if I package it like this, like this, like this and monetize it, it is worth $2.7 billion. Will you do it for me? And all I'm asking is for 15%. I said, see, what do I do with $2.7 billion? Can you get me 8 billion people? Because my interest is people, not dollars. What do I do with dollars? So, almost everything, except what we feel people are not ready for, almost everything is there online. Don't waste your time like this, just be with me, because I'm just trying to coax you into becoming meditative. You know how difficult it is to make you just close your eyes and simply sit there? Lot of talking is needed. That's what I'm doing right now. When you're wooing somebody, you should not tell them you're wooing, but I'm telling you that also. So, pleasantness, in search of pleasantness, how much circus is happening in the world, how much of your time, energies and life is invested in search of pleasantness of body, pleasantness of mind, pleasantness of emotion. But whole human experience, no matter what it is, pleasant or unpleasant, both happens from within you. Is it true human experience is manufactured within you? So when it is manufactured within you, what are you trying to manage the whole world for your pleasantness? Being pleasant in body, in mind, emotion is your business. Managing the surrounding pleasantness, okay, that's a little bit of circus, always. Always it is. Some circus you have to do, but right now, it is not the world which is the issue. You yourself are a big issue. See, people come to me and say, Sadhguru, I can't take it anymore. My mother-in-law, my wife, my husband, my boss, he's not even human, and like this. So many people who are torturing them in their life. I say, see, you come, no problem. Come to the yoga center, this is an offer for you also. We will give you nice food, good place to stay. Just be joyful. It's the only requirement. Nothing to do, just be there, we'll take care of you every day. Just be joyful. Oh, after 2 days I just visit them and I told them, see, if I find you miserable, I don't believe in feeding misery anymore. We should not feed misery, isn't it? Hello? So after 2 days, if I visit them, they have already twisted themselves out in so many ways. See, if you are with me and you're miserable, you can blame it on me. Because of me, you're miserable. If you're sitting alone and you're miserable, obviously you're in bad company. Hello? If you don't fix this one, no way out with life. If this one person is unpleasant right now, everybody is fantastic. Does it help you? Huh? You are feeling unpleasant. Everybody is in fantastic state of joy. Does it help, I'm asking? So this is the only person you need to fix, not that one and that one and that one. This one person, if you fix. I'm asking, is this one a willing participant in making this life into a pleasant experience? Willing or no? Those of you who are not saying anything, I'm going to bless you. Willing or no? Because if you are not willing, then what to do with you? Because wanting life to be a pleasant experience is not a philosophy. It is something that you're intrinsically looking for. No matter which culture, where you are, young, old, whatever, you want pleasantness of experience. When life becomes pleasant, then the next need will come. You want profoundness of experience. In search of profoundness, somebody will seek God, somebody will seek meditation, somebody will seek philosophy, somebody will seek drink, somebody will seek drug, somebody will seek love, somebody will seek knowledge, all in search of profoundness of experience. If these two things happen, it's quite fulfilling, but then activity, what to do? Because you're not capable of simply sitting like this unmoving, can you? You have to do something. When you do something, you want your activity to be impactful. So essentially, pleasantness and profoundness of experience, impactfulness of activity is all you're looking for in life. Whichever way you look at it, you may call it this, that, by many names, but essentially this is all you're looking for, pleasant and profound experience, impactful activity. You don't want to sing a song that nobody wants to listen to. You don't want to write a book that nobody wants to read. You don't want to cook something that nobody wants to eat. When you do something, it should be impactful. Hello? It's important. So, impactfulness depends on variety of things. It depends on the times in which we exist. Talents are involved, capabilities are involved, organizations are involved, many things are involved. But for pleasantness and profoundness, just you and you alone, yes or no? If you make this one thing happen, that you're pleasant by your own nature, you're joyful by your own nature, this means you have no fear of suffering. Only when there is no fear of suffering will you walk this life full stride. Otherwise, in fear of suffering, everything is a half a step. What will happen, what will happen, what will happen, all the time. I want you to look at your life sincerely, don't tell anybody, but I want you to look at your life. How many important choices in your life are made based on the fear of suffering? Please look at this carefully. It's very important to look at this honestly, because as I'm talking, since you came and sat here, or rather since I came and sat here, you are 1.25 hours closer to the grave. Yes, you are. This is not my wish. I will wish you, I'll bless you with a long life, but what can I do? Time is rolling away. Hello? It's not my doing. This is how it is, both for you and me. Somebody was asking me yesterday when I came here to Bucharest, Sadhguru, you just ridden nearly 9.5, 10 hours in very bad weather, and as soon as you come, you go into an interview and talk for 1.5 hours. What is this? Don't you feel your age? I said, see, I've been living so intensely, I never had the time to get old. It takes time. It takes time to get old, isn't it? Hello? So if you don't give yourself that time, you'll be fine. The reason why you feel you've been here for too long is, see, have you noticed, on a certain day you were very joyful, Have you been someday very joyful? Only one day? Yeah. On a day you were very joyful, 24 hours, poof, went off like a moment, isn't it? Another day you're a little depressed. 24 hours feels like 1,000 years. Yes or no? So that means only miserable people can have a long life. If you're joyful, life gets over before you know what's happening, it'll be over. People are counting my years. I feel like I was born day before yesterday and it's already… see? Because this is the nature of time. Though it rolls for all of us at the same pace, in the level of your experience, how long a day is, how long a year is, how long your life is, simply depends upon how pleasant or unpleasant your experience is. Now, I'm going to ask you a simple question, do you want a long life or a boom, cracker of a life? Hello? Long life? Well, according to human DNA, the number of mutations you have in your DNA determines how long you live. I think if I'm correct, it's somewhere around this. Somewhere between 43 to 47 mutations per year or something happens in the human DNA. If you slow this down, the number of years you live will naturally extend itself. There are many ways, yogic practices to do this. But the more important thing is how profound your experience is, how impactful your activity is. If you manage your energies in a certain way, no, I'm posing for the photograph, I'm sorry. How profound your experience is and how impactful your activity is will determine the quality of your life in terms of, see, if you and another person, if somebody is doing something in 10 years, if you can do the same thing in 1 year, if both of you live for 100 years, you would have lived for 1,000 years in terms of impact. See, there are many people from the past that we remember. After 2, 3, 4, 5,000 years, 10,000 years later, we still remember a few people. And so many other countless number of people lived, you don't remember, because the impactfulness of their work after 10,000 years is still on. Adi Yogi, the first yogi, was over 15,000 years ago. Even today we still remember and live by his name because of the impactfulness of work that somebody does. So, the question is not about number of years, it is profoundness of experience and impactfulness of our activity. If this has to happen, the most important thing is you need to engineer your interiority a little bit. When I say engineer your interiority, see, you say a building is well engineered, or let's say a machine is well engineered. I'm looking for a good piece of engineering, it's here, but it's not on top of your head, so you will say something is well engineered only when it works the way you want, isn't it so? Hello? So if this body works just the way you want, you're well engineered physically. If this mind works just the way you want, this is also well engineered. If this also works just the way you want, this is also well engineered. So if you are well engineered, you being joyful, peaceful, healthy, loving would be natural outcome, isn't it? Hello? Would be a natural outcome, but that is not happening because what a human being is compared to other creatures. See, a tiger is born. A tiger is not sitting here and wondering how to become a good tiger. Shall I educate myself in a tiger college? Shall I get a tiger PhD and become a really good tiger? Or will I end up as a house cat? He has no such problems. He just eats well, he becomes a good tiger. Yes or no? All he has to do is find food, eat well, he becomes a good tiger. But you are born as a human being. To be a good human being, how many things you have to do? After doing all those things, you still don't know where you stand. Only in comparison to somebody, you may think, I'm better than this guy or that guy. When you're just thinking you're doing well, your teenage children come and tell you you're no good. They've told you already. They do. So I'm saying, as a human being, you have no context as to how good you are, how bad you are. I'm asking, if you are the only person on this planet, would you know whether you're good or bad? Hello? Would you know? Really? How? No. You do not know whether you're good or bad. Only because there are so many people doing ugly things, in context you know, I'm better than this guy. But by yourself you don't know. But even if you are the only person on this planet, you would still know whether you are joyful or miserable, isn't it so? So I'm saying your experience of life is more existentially true than your opinion of you being good and somebody being bad. So do not go by your opinions or other people's opinions. There are other aspects of life which are far more existential. Why I'm saying this is, if you want to engineer something, you just have to do it the way it works, not according to your philosophy. Hello? If you want to engineer something, you have to just do it the way as it works. If you have to put one brick on top of the other, you must put it properly. If you throw it like that and you think it'll stay there, it will come and stay here. Hello? Because this is the nature of the world. Existentially, what is true, if you do not address this right, then that aspect of life will simply not work for you. Right now, the simplest thing is to be peaceful, to be happy. How difficult has it become? Actually, the square one of your life, when you are 5, 6 years of age, you're just bouncing with joy. Somebody had to make you unhappy. But now it takes a lot of people to make you happy. Equations have gotten reversed. What happened? At 5, if you were so happy, by the time you're 30, you should have been ecstatic, isn't it? It didn't happen, just the reverse happened. There are many, many reasons. The simplest possible reason is this, that you have an intelligence that you don't even know how to use. If we take away half your brain, you will be peaceful, always peaceful. Hello? No, I'm saying this because there is so much talk about peace in the world. I used to attend some peace conferences some time ago, because I really believe they are working to create world peace. So I went to quite a few of them in about 3, 4 years' time. So I was in one of these very prominent peace conferences. 43 Nobel laureates were there. About 4 former presidents and prime ministers of important nations were there. So I thought this is a serious peace conference and I went there. It was a 4-day conference, I went in on the second day evening, third day I'm speaking. So day 3 in the afternoon, post-lunch session, came and one Nobel laureate came and I don't have any equipment like that. He had a big wooden, the podium. He went and stood behind that, he opened his file. He put his head down and he never looked up again. He read and read and read, I'm counting the pages, 42 pages he read. And I'm listening to every word thinking, where is world peace in this? But then I looked around, The whole hall was absolutely peaceful. I was the only fool sitting there and listening to every word. Everybody is gone. Only the hotel staff and security who were standing around, they are all standing like this because they have to endure it. Then next is my turn to speak. Then I came there and I said, see, we are sitting here and making big talks about world peace, where the complex issues are there. Not simple issues, many complex issues are there in the world. And we are talking about sorting them out. How many of you can genuinely put your hand on your heart and say that your mind is peaceful? They were at least sincere. They said, no, Sadhguru, we are not peaceful in our mind. Then I said, if you can't make your mind peaceful, how the hell are you going to make the world peaceful? Because what is happening in the world is just a manifestation of the nonsense that's happening in human mind. If human beings are not here, is the world very peaceful? Yes, it is, isn't it? So what is the human problem? Because 2 days ago somebody was telling, these human beings are such virulent nonsense, they better exterminate themselves. No problem like that. The problem is just this, we are given an intelligence that we don't know how to handle. This is because, as per the evolutionary scientists and also the DNA neuroscientists, they are saying the difference between you and a chimpanzee is only 1.23%. 1.23% is not much of a difference, isn't it? Hello? Not much of a difference. Physiologically, that's how close you are to a chimpanzee. But in terms of intelligence and awareness, you are worlds apart from a chimpanzee. Essentially, you have an intelligence for which you have not created a stable enough body, stable enough platform, so that this intelligence works for you, for your well-being and everybody's well-being. Instead, it pokes you all the time. If I ask you a simple question now, all of you must answer because I'm going to bless you, okay? Would you want your intelligence to be sharp or blunt? So now if you hold a very sharp knife in your hand, you must have a steady hand, otherwise you will cut yourself and you'll cut other people. This is what is happening with your mind, isn't it? Hello? 90% of the human suffering is mental. You agree with me? No, I was just being polite with you. 99% of the human suffering is mental. Physical suffering will come once in a way in the form of a disease or ailment or injury or hunger or something. Fortunately, that number we have reduced substantially in the last century, but still there is, unfortunately, we're not able to fulfill everybody's needs. But 99% is mental suffering. Mental suffering means just this, that your intelligence is turned against you. You can call it by whatever name you want. They were telling me there are 72 different kinds of psychological illnesses. Which one do you have? Because everybody has got something, all right? 72 different kinds of ailments. 72 there may be in manifestation, but there's only one ailment, that is your intelligence not listening to you, doing its own silly things. Hello? If your thought, your emotion took instructions from you, would you keep it wonderful or no? Huh? Would you keep it absolutely wonderful or not? Definitely you would. So such a thing is not happening because the education systems, the society around you, everybody is teaching you how to conquer the world, how to see what is in a frog's heart, what is in a cockroach's belly. Hello, have you done this in dissections in the school? You didn't do? You didn't go to science class? Whatever. All kinds of things but we don't know how the hell this one works, how this one functions. Do you agree with me that this… Hey, I didn't even ask the question. Do you agree with me that this human system is the most complex and sophisticated mechanism on the planet? Have you read the user's manual? Then how? So you're handling it by accident. When you handle it by accident, that's how it will be. Sometimes it'll work. So sometimes you're happy, sometimes you're peaceful. This means you are an accidental creature. Hello? This is time to change it, because for the first time, for the very first time in the history of humanity, your food and your survival is better organized than ever before. You have more comforts and conveniences than any generation ever knew. What even royalty did not have 100 years ago, ordinary citizens today have. Many of you are driving chariots with 200, 400 horses. Yes or no? Never before it was this good, especially for women, I'm telling you. Never before in the history of humanity it's been this good for the ladies here. Don't forget that. Because if you do not acknowledge things that are working, even what is working will go bad after some time. If we do not appreciate and acknowledge this, never before it's been this good. This is a time for you to do something about yourself, because you are the only person who is missing in action. Everything else is better organized, and our organization has cost us hugely, so hugely to every other life. I want you to understand, if you just want to build a building, all of us, we need buildings because our bodies are made like this. We can't just sleep in the open, we need a building to sleep, we need a building to meet, we need a building to work, all kinds of things. But everything costs enormously for every other creature on the planet. And we need to eat variety of food, that costs enormously. Right now, whoever imagined that we will have to save the soil of all the things? Whoever imagined even such a situation would ever arise? But we have come to this, 52% of the world's soil is almost gone, and we are expecting that there will be something called a soil extinction in a matter of 60 to 80 years, but it will start fading in another 25 to 40 years. Serious fading will happen, food productions will come down, our populations are going up. So immense suffering we will create for each other, and once there is… I want you to just imagine, in this city, 50% of the people have not eaten. You think they will just sit there and do chanting? No, they will destroy everything. Your civilization will be destroyed, societies will be destroyed, your very humanity will evaporate when there is no food to eat for a certain number of people. The World Food Program is expecting dozens of civil wars by 2035. Are we going to go in that direction, or are we going to turn it back? It's a question. Tell me that. Yes, this is the problem. Oh, but how do I turn it back? It doesn't matter whether you know how to turn it back or not. Do you want to turn it back? Because this is important. I'm telling you, as a generation, this is very, very important, because we have this unique window. This is a cusp of time that if you do the right things in the 10-15 years' time, we can make a significant turnaround. We can be that generation which turned back from the brink of a disaster, or we can be that generation which slept through and fell into the disaster and then cry over the disaster. As we've been doing, everybody is crying over the war that's happening. In the last 100 years, how many wars? Why didn't we make up our mind to stop the damn things? No, we will allow it to happen and then cry. We will allow it to happen and then cry. If we allow this to happen, there may be no room to cry, because it is going into a place where significant part of the population may have to go, and in a very, very painful way. It's not like a bomb, it's a slow fade. Food insecurity will happen in a very, very slow fade. You won't even know how it's happening, people will slowly shrink. And see, we have forgotten just 70 to 80 years ago, there were famines all over the world. Only 2 generations we've eaten well and we've just forgotten. So famine or food shortage is the worst possible way to die for a human being because it takes 3 to 4 months to die. You don't die in one day, slowly people will wither away. So we are heading in that direction. Every responsible scientist, every UN agency is clearly pointing it out. Last 2 years, I've been talking to thousands of people, various scientists, bureaucrats, agricultural ministries, environment ministries around the world. What I find is, everybody knows there is a serious problem. And generally everybody knows what is the direction of the solution. Everybody knows the problem, everybody knows the solution. I was wondering, what is it? Why are we not doing anything about it? Then I realized, oh, they are waiting for one idiot to come and bell the cat. So people are asking me, calling me and asking, Sadhguru, why are you doing this, Sadhguru? Enough, 30 days you have ridden, Sadhguru, you just fly back to India, enough. I'm doing this because 30 years I've been talking about it. Everybody says, Sadhguru, fantastic, what, you're doing great work, Sadhguru, and they'll sleep. I thought, I have to take my life out if people have to wake up. That's why I'm here. You think you're going to wake up or you'll go back home and sleep on it? The question is always, what can I do? Shall I roll up my sleeves and fix my kitchen garden? That's very cute of you, but that's not a solution. We have passed that time. We have passed the time where you fixing maybe your garden in the apartment is just one pot. So I compost this has become fashionable, I'm saying this. I will compost my vegetable waste and I put it in my pot with one plant, and this is my contribution to save soil. No, this is not a contribution. Right now, as a citizen of a democratically elected governments are there, as a citizen of a democratic nation, the most important thing you need to do is vote. That is your business, I will leave it alone. But as a citizen, you have a voice. You have to use the voice, not in protest, not in anger, not in agitation, not against somebody. Out of your love and responsibility for your own life and every other life around you, above all, the next generation of people. Unfortunately, the next generation of people some of them are calling themselves Generation Z. Oh, that sounds like a last generation to me, please don't do that. Rename yourself as something. Call yourself AZ or something, whatever you like, whichever alphabet you like or number you like. You better use numbers because it doesn't come to an end, you know. You can say generation zillion or trillion, you can always say 2 trillion. So these alphabets are dangerous because Generation Z sounds like a last generation. Don't do that. We don't want you to be a last generation or any generation to be a last generation in any foreseeable future. Hello? Are we interested? Are you interested beyond you there should be life on this planet? For every parent who is here, it is a natural instinct that you want your children to live better than you. Hello? Is it not so? It is not taught to you by moral classes or religions or philosophies. It's a natural instinct, you want your children to live at least one step better than you. Yes or no? But right now what we are doing is, we are obliterating that possibility. UNFAO is saying that at this moment, the food that we are eating and the soil that we are consuming belongs to the unborn child, not even to the existing little children, unborn child. What an unborn child means is, it's the most defenseless creature on the planet. Even a little child, if you try to do something, they will try to defend themselves. Even an ant, if you try to hurt, it will try to defend itself. But an unborn child is an absolutely defenseless life. Eating away the food of that life is the worst possible way to live, isn't it? I don't want to be that generation which ate up the food of the unborn child. Are you with me? If a little child, a boy or girl, is eating an ice cream or a cookie and walking on the street happily, you went and grabbed it and you ate it up, then we say, what kind of a person, isn't it? Hello? Unfit to be a human being, yes or no? But we are eating up the food of the unborn child and we think we're okay, we cannot be like this. We can fix it. If we make up our minds, we can fix it. It doesn't need any great technology. It doesn't need any great amount of money or budgetary outlays to fix it. All that's needed is orienting ourselves into proper direction and a relentless commitment to fix it. So this commitment, if you have, you can't go and fix the land because it is farmland. You are not… most of you are not definitely farmers. If one or two of you are there, that's a different thing. But you can't fix it physically. You can only fix it if it is enshrined in the policy, because why policy is, when it's enshrined in the policy, it is there for good. For example, is there an older part of Bucharest, old city somewhere? I have not seen that, I'm not very familiar, but if you go to the old part of the city, this is the reality with almost every city, houses are built wall to wall. There is no concept of a window. Only one door, in and out through the same door. Yes, is it so? Bucharest also? That is so everywhere in the world. Why did people build like this? Because there were no laws, they could build anyway. Today, in an urban city, if you want to build your home, you can't build whichever way you want. You have to allow some space for yourself and your neighbor, and there is a law. If you build anything more than what you should build, they'll come and demolish it, the authorities, yes or no? But if you have 100 acres of agricultural land, you can plow every inch of it. In 10 years' time, you can turn it into a desert. Nobody will ask you, why have you done this? Because there is no such law. So it is important. Laws are brought with necessary incentives to raise the organic content in the soil. Every nation has to form this law. Right now in Europe, the European Union is coming up with common agricultural policy or whatever they call it. I think that's what they call it. Is that correct? Common CAP, I think, yes. So, common agricultural policy, but it's too complex. I'm not saying it's wrong, the direction is right, but it is so complex, so many major businesses are involved. Either you have to scale them down or you have to shut them down. That's not going to happen soon. We will endlessly debate this for a very long time. It's best policies are done in such a way that it's not against anybody. This is what is unique about the Save Soil movement. This is not about whom shall we bash. Because if you say environment, let's bash somebody, whom shall we bash? People are saying war against climate change. Arey, war is a bad thing, I thought. People are angry on the streets. If you get angry, definitely global warming is happening, isn't it? Hello? Have you have you noticed in your house when you get angry, the heating mechanism works in the house? Now they want to get children into this. Let's go to the schools and get the children on the street and fight. Why are you always talking about children? Instead of you setting a good example, you want to get the children out? Let's leave the children out of this. Till they're 15 years of age, let them grow up without knowing what is a problem. Let them eat well, play well, learn well and grow up well into healthy adults. not invest them with anger and hatred. Because once you put anger and resentment into a child's life, you have poisoned their life completely, because the way a child processes his or her emotion is very different from how an adult does it, and this will poison them for an entire life. So we don't need children to get into this act. Children can write nice letters. See, in India, our homeschool children took this commitment that they will get 10 million children to write to the Prime Minister. We have not reached that number yet, it's somewhere in a few 100,000. But already Prime Minister's office is inundated with children's artwork, messages, all kinds of things. They're requesting, please ask them to send digital things. These physical things are becoming impossible to open and see, because once it comes to the PMO's office, they have to open and read it, somebody has to read it. Children have scrawled all kinds of things, save soil, save soil. But once 10 million children write to any Prime Minister or President, you think they can ignore that? Hello? They cannot ignore that. Right now, this is the problem in the world. The citizens of democratic nations have never asked for any long-term policy, have not asked what is the future well-being of our country, have not asked how will our future well-being of our children happen. Everybody is thinking, let them… okay, here it's not working, let me send my child to another country. This is the plan that most parents have. They don't have a plan to make this country where we are born beautiful and prosperous. Everybody is thinking, let's go somewhere else. There's no problem if you have to go somewhere else, either for work or education or something. That is not the point. The point is, oh, this is a bad place, let's go somewhere else, is the wrong way to handle any nation, isn't it? Hello? You don't like it? That's the way it should be, because it's important that every nation in the world thrive. Thrive means there are many levels of thriving. The most fundamental aspect of thriving is everybody is well-nourished. Beyond that, it's left to them whether they want to be monks and hermits or they want to live in a skyscraper, that is their choice. But fundamental thing is human beings must be well-nourished and healthy. There is no such thing as health and nourishment without a healthy soil. Absolutely no. That is the most fundamental thing. But right now, on an average, the Northern Europe has 1.48% organic content in its soil. Southern Europe has 1.1%. Romania has 1.35% on an average. 30% of this country is desertification happening seriously. Africa on an average is 0.3%. United States is 1.25%. India is 0.68%. And it is expected that 3.5 billion people will be water-stressed in the next 10 years. By 2032, 3.5 billion people will not have drinking water on a daily basis. You think they're just going to sit there in thirst and die? No, they're going to migrate. This migration is expected to touch 1.2 billion by 2032. 2032, 1.2 billion people, where do you think they will go? They will go wherever there is food and water. And when 1.2 billion people or 1 billion people move, you cannot stop them with your police or your army or your fences or your walls. You cannot stop that kind of number. But that is the kind of number we are looking at right now. And all this is based in lack of soil strength. Where we are, where the human beings live, if there is no strength in the soil, naturally they will move. If food is growing there, you think they will go away? And when migrations happen, the amount of suffering that human beings go through, forced migrations, unplanned migrations when they happen, huge amount of suffering happens, especially for women and children. The worst things happen when they migrate and end up in strange lands where they don't know the language, they don't know the economic process, they don't have any skills to survive there. Worst sort of exploitations happen to women and children, and it is right now happening on a certain scale. This scale could multiply manifold over when 1 billion people move. For all this, the important thing is to put back soil strength, to make soil rich in the world, not just as one nation. This has to happen in the world because this nationality doesn't mean anything for life beneath the soil. You may be Romanian, all microbes are global, they're international. Yes. And just to remind you, 60% of your body itself right now is microbial life. Only 40% is your parental genetics. So 60% of you also is global. Only 40%. So a time has come that all citizens of democratic nations stand up and raise their voice. I would like to see the voice of Bucharest must be heard across the world. Now you become like this, now you become like this. This happened in 1861 in Bucharest. In Bucharest in 1861, do you remember? You were not here, okay. You were not here. I was here at that time. In Bucharest in 1861, it so happened that people here thought, they saw the moon and it was changing shapes, it looked like people were moving on it and all that. So people thought, there are people living on the moon. And they wanted to communicate with them. Because there was no other means, they decided, let us all come to our rooftops of our homes and buildings, stand there at a fixed moment, exactly at this time, 8 o'clock in the evening, all of us in one voice will say, who? Let's see what they say. Who are you? That's a question. But who are you will be too difficult, just say who. Now I will count 1, 2, 3. You must say who in such a way that people on the moon, if there are any, they must hear it. 1, 2, 3. Now people of Bucharest have become such wonderful people that you roared like this. But on that day, I was also standing on the roof of this arena. Moon was full moon. Then I thought, my voice, I'm a small man. So this guy is such a tall guy, big guy. He will shout. Well, even with microphone, some people are saying they can't hear me. And there were no microphones at that time. So I thought, I'm just a small man. What is there? Me saying who? All these people, wonderful people, great people are saying who, big people are there, they're all saying who. It's a unique moment, all of them saying one word in a given moment. So I thought, I don't matter anyway, So that moment came and it passed in total silence. You got it? You got it? This is the problem in the world. All of us are consuming all the time, whether we sit or stand, whether we do something or you don't do something, we are all consuming. But when it comes to contribution, we become so small. This must change. Right now, I am not asking you for money, I am not asking you to do some hard work somewhere on the fields. All I am asking is, raise your voice in such a way that the voice of Bucharest will be heard across the entire world. No, this is not what I meant. Those things that you have, it's okay, sit down, hello, sit down, we'll come to you, sit down. So, you have instruments in your hand. Do you have a smartphone or a dumb phone? What do you have? Hello? Which one? Smart one. See, you call somebody smart only when they are smarter than you, isn't it? Hello? Yes or no? You say, oh, he is so smart. Why? Because he is smarter than you. So anyway, you have a companion who is a smartphone. So you want to send some silly messages, do it little bit, I'm okay with that. But I want you to understand, this phone is a powerhouse. If you use it right, just one of you can make sure it reaches the whole world, yes or no? This many of you, thousands of you sitting here, if you make up your mind, just Bucharest can make or reach 3 to 4 billion people, yes or no? Question is only, will you do it or not? Will you do it or not? Now, how do I do it? How do I do it? There's a whole education. We have toolkits on SaveSoil.org. You can download the toolkit, how to open a Twitter account, how to open an Instagram account, how to open a TikTok account. Do something, do a jig, scream, do something. All kinds of idiots who just scream and carry a worm on their head are becoming famous in the world. Do whatever you have to do. But I'm telling you, right now, if you don't get the world to think and express their concern about soil, we will become the most regretful generation. Let's not go there, please. Let's not go there. Because human intelligence, human competence, human capability is in mitigating problems before they arrive, not get into trouble and then try to solve it. That is the way of a fool, isn't it? Hello? Before our children the next generation steps into their life, without knowing a problem was mitigated, it must be gone. It is not that it should be a mess in your house. If there is an issue, there's some physical danger, do you tell your children, there is danger, danger, hop around? No, you will try to solve it without them ever knowing about it, isn't it? Isn't that the way of any responsible parent, I'm asking? So, it is possible to do. I am addressing COP15 in the month of May, where 197 nations, including European Union, is participating. Apart from individual nations, European Union also has a representative. Today I have met your agricultural minister, we've met the environment minister, tomorrow we'll be meeting your education minister. All of them are 100%. I know in every country you will have your opinions about your politicians, all right? I will leave that alone for you, I don't want to mess with that. But I want you to understand this. Tomorrow morning, if you are made the leader of this country, you will not be doing anything significant without people's support, yes or no? That's what I'm asking you. For something so vital, don't talk about political parties, don't talk about political philosophies, don't talk about religion, don't talk about nationality. This is far more important than that, this is about life. We have fought and fought, we have quarreled, we have fought, we have threatened each other's life, we have had World War I, World War II, we are talking about III. Well, what is all this about? In the name of nationality, race, religion, caste, creed, endlessly we are fighting. So we are always looking at, what is the difference between you and me? How can we fight? Even gender. God damn it, we are the same species, we are behaving as if we are from two different planets. Well, they say one is from Venus, another is from Mars, I don't know about that. I thought both are from this planet. In every possible way, we are looking for differences and how to fight about that. We need some common factors in our life, isn't it? Something that concerns all of us. The soil is that common factor. If you don't understand what is cosmic consciousness out there, at least you understand this much: the very body that you carry is the soil that you walk upon. The food that you eat is the soil that you walk upon. At least when you die, you will go back to the same soil. The only question is, will you get it now or then? You must get it now. Hello? If we get it now, we can make something happen out of it. If you get it after you're dead, still you make good manure. But they may make a concrete coffin for you so that even there you will fail. Well, I told you I will make you meditate. Shall we try? So first thing is third eye in the pocket, the other two eyes, I'll talk about it. What is meditation? See, the word meditation in English language doesn't actually mean anything. If somebody is sitting with eyes closed, oh, he's meditating. I will tell you what all he can do with eyes closed. With eyes closed, you can do japa, tapa, dharana, dhyana, samadhi, shunya, samyama. Or you might have just mastered the art of sleeping in vertical postures. If you are regularly attending lot of programs and classes and especially spiritual programs, maybe you have just learned the art of just sitting in vertical posture and simply sleeping like that. Many of them have even learned how to sit with their eyes open and still sleep. So, the word meditation in English language does not describe anything in specific. So let's put it into context. It's like this. This body that you have right now, I'm not commenting about it. When you were born, it was not like this. That's a fact, isn't it? Hello? It was just this much. Now it became this much. How? Food that you've eaten. So what you call as my body is a heap of food or a piece of soil. What you call as my mind is a heap of impressions and information. Essentially, both these things, your body and your mind, you gathered. Yes? Hello? You gathered. No, you are not very enthusiastic. I will also sleep, I will also go to sleep here. See, they got everything ready for me. Now, as I'm talking, I'll pick up this vessel and say, this is my vessel. Then you will think, oh, Sadhguru has some problem. But everybody says he is wise, so let's listen some more. And after some time I said, this is me. Then you say, let's go. Because the moment I claim this is me, you know this is the case. Hello? You are doing this every day to yourself. Food appears in front of you, you say, this is my food, you eat it and then you say, this is me. Case or no? A bottle of water comes in front of you, see, I have to say bottle of water, I can't say glass of water anymore. So bottle of water. A glass of water comes in front of you, you say, this is my water, you drink it and then you say, it's me. So the very body that you carry, what you gathered, after some time you believe it's you. And any number of thoughts and emotions that you have are all coming from variety of impressions that you have taken in from the world around you, yes or no? All these things that you gathered, now you think it's you. So what you have gathered, the moment you think it's you, somewhere you have lost it. Once you make this one mistake, everything will be a mistake. Well, you may manage some kind of a life, but you will never know what is the full potential of your existence. You will not know the significance of your existence. You will only know the significance of your maybe activity, significance of your acquisitions, significance of what you gather, but you will never know the significance of your existence because that is the most important thing, that you are alive. Everything else is secondary. But that doesn't come into human experience because they get identified with so many things. This is my house, this is my car, this is my family, this is that. Too many things. Who you are is spread out like a crowd. You can't fix it. If you see that you are an individual means not further divisible, indivisible, that's what it means. If you are an individual, then something else becomes possible. Something else means, what is it, Sadhguru? People come and say, Sadhguru, the way you are doing things, you are a superhuman. I keep reminding them, this is not about being superhuman, this is about realizing being human is super. A normal human being should be unshackled from within. There are many issues in the world, that's okay, we'll deal with it. But the problem is you yourself are an issue. This is not okay. Hello? Because you yourself are an issue means essentially this has happened, that your own body, the complexity of your body, the complexity of your intelligence itself is troubling you. But to arrive at this, it took millions of years of evolution. Today, people are coming up with all kinds of philosophies. One philosophy or teaching that's gone across the world right now is, everybody has become fashionable to say, be in the moment. You are also saying in Romania or no? Oh, I thought it was only an American problem. You also. Now I am asking you, please be somewhere else and show me. Don't be in this moment, be somewhere else and show me, let me see. Can you be? You can only be in this moment. So when they say don't be in the moment, what they're telling you is, don't think about the past, don't think about the future. See, the most significant aspect of being human in comparison to other creatures is, you have a vivid sense of memory which makes your life rich. And you have a fantastic sense of imagination which gives you the power to create something that's not yet, right now. If these two things are taken away, for you to be in the moment, it's very simple. If you take away half your brain, you will be in the moment. Always. Yes. If you keep your mind well, if you learn to use your brain properly, you will see you can be here and you can run 24 channels in your head, doing and creating many things and still do this activity very well, what you're doing. If you don't do this, the impactfulness of your activity will become this much. This is not happening to most human beings simply because they have not paid enough attention to the mechanism of the mind, how it functions. How it functions. Everybody has told you for a long time, your moral teachers have told you, do not think about bad things. Hello? Admit, can I tell you a story? Or are you already sleepy, it's dangerous to tell you a story? Because once I say, once upon a time, a whole lot of people think it's bedtime. Because that was the only time stories were told to them, because parents didn't know how to complete the story. They chose that time when they start saying 2 sentences, you're gone. Is it okay? Can I risk telling a story? Because but the lighting is also like this for you, that once upon a time… Can we light them up, is it possible? Is lighting possible for them? Okay. So once upon a time, this happened in southern India. There was a man who wanted to acquire supernatural powers. Supernatural powers means what? Somebody wants to walk upon water, somebody wants to fly without an airplane, everybody walks on the floor, so somebody wants to walk on the ceiling. Essentially, you're seeking attention. So this man wants to get some supernatural powers. He went on looking for gurus in India. After looking for many, somebody advised him, see, the South Indian gurus are no good. They're too conservative, they won't teach you anything like this. I know a yogi or a Buddhist monk in Tibet who has all the supernatural powers that you want and he's willing to teach it to you, you better go there. Immediately our man set forth on a journey to Tibet by foot, crossing Himalayas, getting there. South Indian man means you can almost throughout the 12 months of the year, you can… even if you want to be shirtless, you can be shirtless. That is the kind of comfortable temperatures that he knows. But crossing the Himalayas, going to Tibet where everything is cold, he went there somehow with great difficulty and he found the monastery, got there. When he entered the monastery, nobody asked him who you are, where you have come from. Lunch means a bell rings, tong. If you want to eat, you can go and eat. If you don't eat, nobody forces you. This man comes from a culture where in southern India, if you just go to somebody's home and they will bring everything to eat in front of you without asking you. If you say, no, I just had dinner and came, doesn't matter, in my house you must eat, because you come to my house, you must eat. So this is called hospitality. Generally it's a way to the hospital. So he is known to this kind of… he is familiar with this kind of culture where if you go to somebody's house, they will say, please come and eat. He say, no, I don't want to eat. No, it's all right, please come. No, please come. 3 times if they don't call, you won't go and sit at the table. But this place, nobody is telling him, please come and eat, nothing. Bell rings, if you want to eat, you eat, otherwise you don't eat. So when his hunger overtook, he went and ate. Otherwise, he just sat there waiting. Nobody asked who you are, where you come from, not because they don't care for him, because for them these are the biggest questions in life. Who am I? It's a lifelong question. Where do you come from? Even bigger question. So for somebody who just arrived, a guest who's just arrived, asking such questions is insulting. Hello? Who am I is a big question, isn't it? Where do you come from? Do you know where you came from and where you'll go? No. So they didn't ask him anything. 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks passed away. Then the old monk looked at him and said, come here. He came. He said, see, what will you do with these supernatural powers? What will you do walking upon water? If 3 days you walk on water, after that you will want a boat anyway. Hello? All of us can walk, but all of us are driving cars and motorcycles or whatever. Why are we not walking? Because we got bored with walking. We wanted a cycle, motorcycle, car, something. Said 3 days if you walk on water, it'll be as boring as walking on the land. Hello? So, don't waste your time like this. I can teach you the way of meditation. Our man said, what? To learn meditation, you think I have to come to Tibet? In India, we know every kind of meditation, and I want you to remember Gautama the Buddha himself is an export from India. Don't you forget this. So the monk tried to dissuade him in many ways, but the man wouldn't listen. Looking at his determination, monk said, okay, tomorrow morning, 4 o'clock, have a dip in the river and you come. I will teach you the secrets of supernatural. So the the man went away. Morning 4 o'clock, this is not southern India, this is Tibet, where temperatures are always minus. He went and took a dip, turned half blue. And he came and sat in front of the monk, shivering. The monk looked at his determination and he said, see, this is very simple. I will teach you 3 mantras. You just have to utter these 3 mantras 3 times over. All the supernatural will be yours. I'm just thinking whether I should reveal this mantra to you or not. Hello? Oh, you also want, all right. So the 3 mantras that the monk gave to him was, this is nice. These 3 mantras, because you're Romanian, you may need 1 or 2 repetitions, but for an Indian person, the first time it is said, he will grasp it because it's his language. So the 3 mantras are like this: Buddham Sharanam Gacchami, Dhammam Sharanam Gacchami, Sangam Sharanam Gacchami. These 3 mantras, say it 3 times and all the supernatural will be yours. The man asked, is that all? That's all. Can I go, please? So he came out jumping with joy. This is it. He revealed, the fool of a monk revealed all the secrets of supernatural, and he forgot to ask me for a fee. He did not even ask for a fee, and he taught me everything and he came, but the condition was, first you have a dip in the river and then sit. So he knew these Tibetan rivers were no good, they were too cold, half ice, half water, no good. So he came down quickly, down the Himalayas to the sacred river Ganga. You heard of this? He came, took a dip in the Ganga river and sat down, cross-legged. Buddham… No, you're not getting the point. The point is, there will always be a condition. The condition was, when you're uttering the mantra, do not think about a monkey. So he said, Buddham, monkey came. Then he took another dip, sat down, Buddham, monkey came. Then he tried various asanas, various difficult postures in yoga. Bu means monkey came. Again 1 dip and sat down, Bu means monkey comes. 1 week of severe practice, he reached a point where he doesn't have to do anything. Only monkeys inside, monkeys outside, wherever he sees. Everywhere there were only monkeys around him and within him. Because this is the nature of your mind. What you say, I don't want to think, that is the only thing you will think, yes or no? Right now as an experiment, next 10 seconds, nobody should think of a monkey. You might not have seen a monkey in 10 years, but right now they will invade you simply because you said, I don't want it. To this mind, somebody told you what is good, what is bad. Do not think about bad things. Well, those things have become the full-time job. Hello? Because without understanding the fundamental nature of how human mind functions, we are trying to blunder through. We want to meditate. Don't think about this, don't think about that. Well, you will torture yourself. The simple thing is this. First and foremost important, before this life becomes a blissful process, the most important thing, it should come to ease. If it has to come to ease, it shouldn't be carrying something up there. 2 big things you are carrying is, right now, this body and this mind. I don't know how big you made it. Different people have made it different sizes, different people have made it different levels of burden. If these 2 things, if you can keep it aside, if you can just keep it aside and sit, then you will see, you will be at ease. Without knowing what is ease, there is no such thing as peace, there is no such thing as joy, blissfulness is out of question. Right now, happiness, peace, joy are happening intermittently, isn't it? Here and there. So the whole soil problem is related to this. If you are blissful or joyful by your own nature, you would function consciously and do what is needed. But right now, human beings are in search of happiness, in pursuit of happiness. This is the case of a potato farmer. There was a potato farmer in Romania. One day he wanted to eat apples, so he went to the apple tree, he went to the right tree. But out of sheer habit, he started digging for apples. When he did not see any apples in the ground, he went furiously at it. Then the tree came down upon him. This is the story of humanity right now. In pursuit of human happiness and well-being, we are destroying the very foundations of our existence. This planet is being destroyed not because of somebody's evil design. This is happening in pursuit of human happiness and well-being. Do you all see that if at all, if an individual human being needs to be happy, it can only happen within, it will never rain upon us. If you want to experience joy, it can only happen within you, is it so? If you want to experience love, it can only happen within you, is that so? Some of the ladies are saying love is in the air. If there is oxygen, you can love. Hello? Yes or no? If there is oxygen to breathe, you can love. Coming to oxygen, I must remind you, because today the whole narrative and the conversation on the planet has become such, everybody is talking about carbon dioxide, it's become fashionable. The most fashionable thing to talk about is carbon dioxide right now. But what you need is oxygen. Hello? Approximately 1 billion years ago, one very smart fungi or an algae, we do not know which one, like some few thousand years ago, a caveman or maybe a cave woman, we don't know, which one came up with the bright idea of cooking our food with fire. What do you think, was it a man or a woman? I won't argue with that, I won't argue with that. So, we do not know whether it's a smart algae or a fungi. One of them came up with a bright idea almost 1 billion years ago, how to cook their food using the perpetual energy of the sun. This phenomena, today we call it as photosynthesis. Before photosynthesis started, the oxygen percentage in our atmosphere was a little over 1%. Today it is 21%. That is why you and me can breathe, and that's why even you and me have happened on this planet. That is why all the complex life forms have happened because of photosynthesis. This was started by these organisms inside the soil. Now, in the last 1,000 years, in the last 1,000 years, the drop in photosynthesis on this planet is 85%. 85% drop in photosynthesis. I'm asking you, are you concerned about more oxygen here or more carbon dioxide here? We are always thinking about what we don't want. Like the monkey, you tried just now, did you try? Didn't work, isn't it? If you say, I don't want monkeys, only that will happen. We don't want carbon dioxide, yes, I understand it is also a significant problem, but is it not important we aim towards what we want? If we want more oxygen, and also the wonderful thing about photosynthesis is, it absorbs carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, pumps it into the soil and releases oxygen for us. This is what needs to happen. The volume of photosynthesis has to go up. Right now, nearly 70% of the land is plowed, and almost 5 to 6 months in a year, there is no photosynthesis on it. Either there must be a crop or a cover crop or a bush or a tree. There must be a green leaf. Green shirts won't do, I'm just reminding you. Green shirts are symbolic, but they won't do. You need green leaf as much as possible. Even our agricultural lands, when it's not in use, it must have cover crops, which every farmer knew 50, 60 years ago, suddenly we've forgotten because we got science and lost our sense. Science is not the problem, it is the way we use the science which is a severe problem. So this problem has risen only in the last 100 years because in southern India we have a history of 12,000 years of farming. 12,000 years of farming the same land, we kept it well. But in the last 45 to 50 years, we've ruined it. This is our idea of science. No, this is not science, this is just ignorance manifesting as science, unfortunately. So right now, even today, in most nations, agricultural departments or ministries are treating and considering soil as an inert substance that you can fix by either adding a chemical or taking away the chemical, when soil is the largest living system. It is very important you and your children and everybody in this country and in the world should first realize that soil is a living entity. Only then we will strive to keep it alive. Soil staying alive is very important for us to stay alive, for our children to stay alive, and for every other life to stay alive. So now you're wondering, why is he going on talking? Why is he not teaching us meditation? Hello? No, because I'm afraid if I ask you to close your eyes, you'll fall asleep. We'll do one thing. We'll do one thing. If in the next 1 month, if I hear the voice of Bucharest going to every part of this world, if I hear this Save Soil voice, then before the end of 2023, I will personally come to Bucharest and initiate you all into a powerful system of meditation. But I must hear your voice. I'm saying, organize yourselves whichever way you want. Form groups, come together somehow and see this happens. This is a generational thing, we need to make this happen. Hello? So will Bucharest itself do my job so that I can simply relax with the rest of the world, or do I have to do another 20 countries? Huh? See, because our volunteers and people around me have such confidence in me that 100 days journey, 30,000 kilometers, there is not a single day for contingencies, either for the man or the machine. At least even if the man doesn't fail, the machine may fail. Not a single day's break anywhere. Every day in a new country with events fixed already. So, if Bucharest itself makes it happen for us, all of us, if you make it happen, I can ride a little more easy. Hello? Will you make it happen? Every one of you should write to your local representative in the parliament that you are deeply concerned about the soil in this country. Don't abuse, don't use angry words. Just say you're deeply concerned about your children's future. Those of you who have children, make sure they write to your Prime Minister that they are concerned for their future. No angry words, no abuse. This is very important because you yourself will raise the temperature otherwise. Are you looking for a fight or a solution? Solution is important. Fighting with somebody is not important. It's such a waste of time. Hello? It's such a waste of time, quarreling with each other, abusing each other, fighting with each other. Our life's purpose will not be fulfilled. This happened. One yogi was walking. He was passing through a village. A few young people stopped him and abused him. simply a man who is walking on the street. The yogi listened to every word of abuse very carefully. He's not ignoring them, listening carefully. And then he said, see, at 6 o'clock I have an engagement. I will finish that and later in the evening I will come the same way. If you have something more to say, you can tell me at that time. These are that kind of people, they will say 10 things, if you say one thing, they will beat you. Now they said 100 things and the man says, I will come back for more. What can you do with this man? This man is like this, not because he is incompetent, not because he is fearful, simply because he has made up his mind that he will live his life peacefully and joyfully. You pull him whichever way you want, he won't come your way, he will go only his way. Is he an intelligent man or no? Should you not be that one? Doesn't matter what somebody says, doesn't matter what somebody does, you should never surrender the wonderfulness of who you are. I want you to set a standard for yourself. What is the most wonderful experience you've had in your life? Whatever is the most wonderful, most loving, joyful experience you had, keep that moment as standard because you're capable of that. Hello? You're capable of that. Because you're capable of that, that is your standard, you should not come below that. Hello? No, I was like that because this happened, but this person said this, that person… They will do all kinds of rubbish. But you must not surrender your wonderfulness because it is your life, isn't it? Hello? Let other people do whatever they want. People, we are a volunteer organization. Volunteer organization means, I'll tell you the secret. We are 5,600 full-time volunteers, over 16 million part-time volunteers. Volunteer organization, wait, I'll tell you, I'm telling you my problem, don't clap, huh? I'm telling you my problems. Volunteer organization means nobody is trained for the job. They're very enthusiastic, but they don't know how to do what they're doing. And you can't fire them for inefficiency because they're volunteers. You manage something like this, you will go crazy. This is my work every day. So, people come up to me and say, Sadhguru, she is so horrible, I can't work with her, he is impossible, I can't work with him. I say, see, in this world, there are only such horrible people. Horrible people like this one, this one, this one, this one, this is how they are. If you see that the work that you're doing is very significant, you have to work with these horrible people. If you think you must work with perfect people, you must go to heaven and today. Hello? You want to meet perfect people, you must go there. If what you're doing is significant, you must work with whoever is there right now, here in this world. Yes or no? So don't complain to me, no, we tried but our politicians are like this, my neighbor is like this, my husband is like this, my wife is like that. They are whichever way they are. Do you see that we raising the world's voice to save the soil on this planet is a very significant thing to do in our life? If you see that, just make it happen, let us make it happen. Just a reminder for you, tomorrow morning, in case you wake up. No, don't see this is the problem, you think it's a joke. Nearly 250,000 people don't wake up tomorrow morning, do you know that? Natural process of death. Nearly 200,000 to 250,000 people will not wake up tomorrow morning. When tomorrow morning you check, poke yourself and check. If you're still alive, will you give yourself one big smile? Still alive, great. Hello? Because this is the only thing you have. What else do you have? If we take away the life from you, what else do you have, I'm asking? This is the only thing you have. So if you wake up tomorrow, you will smile? Then you look at the time, wow, it's 8:45 and we're still alive. One more big smile. So from now on, every time you look at the watch, whatever time it is, 8 o'clock, wow, still alive, big smile. 9 o'clock, still alive, big smile. Hello? Shall we make this happen? Make it happen. This one thing if you do. The reason, the only and only reason why every human being on this planet is not naturally meditative is because they are not joyful. If you are joyful, you would naturally become meditative. Right now, you have pains and struggles. I want you to know the only precious thing you have in your life, or the only thing you really have in your life is your life. If you take away that one thing, tell me what you have? Nothing. So when you have this, you must be joyful because that's all you got. Tomorrow morning, you will smile, not at somebody, because you're alive. Whenever you check the time, you will smile. This is a promise to me. If you keep this alive, save soil, let's make it happen. As you know already, our Romanian artists have already done La 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 La, but there is an anthem video I would want you to watch, and you must make sure it reverberates in the world, because this is not about me, this is not about this journey, this is about we as a generation must turn back from the brink of this disaster successfully. Let's make it happen. Please.
This red body is soil. My body, your body, everybody is just soil body.
Yes. You must write to the Prime Minister. You must write to the Prime Minister, okay?
The magic of soil is it turns death into life.
La 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 la.